Game 4, Nuggets-Lakers. Let's talk about it. Lakers end up winning by 6 points. Uh, a decent game to watch as a neutral, except that last quarter just seemed to be taken over by those zebras, aka the NBA referees. Seemed like every single minute there was a foul called. Actually, it seemed more like every single drive there was a foul called. So yeah, you're gonna feel very hard done by if you're a Nuggets fan, such as myself. I'm in a unique position as LeBron's my favorite player, Nuggets' favorite team. So yeah, I'd like to think I'm unbiased, but I might be a bit biased because I think that my Denver Nuggets did get screwed a couple times there at the end. A couple foul calls didn't go our way. But let's go back to the start of the game here, where Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard are absolutely manhandling the Nuggets. I think Davis hit his first 6 shots of the game. Looked like he was on pace for at least 40 plus, and Dwight Howard was just dominating on the offensive glass. And that's basically what cost the Nuggets in the end was the rebounding. I mean, Lakers were so much better on the boards tonight, and you were going to expect that, especially after the last game where the Nuggets dominated the boards. And I think Davis only ended up having 2 rebounds the whole game. Again tonight, though, he didn't grab many rebounds at all. I think he only had 5 rebounds total. But Dwight Howard was just a menace on the boards, and Jokic just didn't have a star type game. He didn't play bad, but he just wasn't himself. He wasn't aggressive enough. He got into foul trouble, and it just took him out of the game. He played 36 minutes, so he still played long enough to have a good impact, but he only attempted two free throws. He took more 3-point shots than free throws, and that's never gonna be a good thing at all. So yeah, he just needs to be more aggressive and go inside a bit more. He just needs to take on the center, take on the small guys when they switch. I know Davis is hard to score on, but he can do it. And when they have Dwight on you just have to say, all right, I'm taking it to him. I'm getting him fouled out, just like he did to Zubac and Harrell. He was just too good for them, and he's way better than Howard. Just Howard just had more energy and brought it tonight. And all the Nuggets just need to rebound better and box out. I mean, 41 rebounds to 33. It doesn't seem like a big difference, but 12 offensive rebounds. Lakers ended up having more shots and more free throws, so it's going to be very hard for Denver to win from that alone. Let alone Denver turning it over a couple more times and committing more fouls. But yeah, it was a good fight back though from Denver. They were shooting very well, 60% in the first half, I believe, but they were still down 5 at halftime. So we hung in. It was a close game throughout, but Lakers always had a little cushion, and at the end, all those free throws, Denver committed a couple of silly fouls and then didn't get the whistle on the other end, which really hurt. I remember there was one drive where Murray got absolutely hacked by LeBron. They didn't call a foul, and you can't challenge non-foul calls, which I think you probably should be able to, which really cost him. And then a couple silly fouls from just a lot of different Nuggets players. Grant, Millsap, Plumlee, and Craig all had some silly fouls. I mean, Craig played 20 minutes, 5 fouls. Millsap played 17 minutes, 5 fouls. Even Jokic got into some foul trouble. And Grant had a couple really ridiculous fouls in the fourth quarter where he's playing LeBron outside the 3-point line and getting called for a blocking foul or a reach-in foul and just giving LeBron 3 points. It's just ridiculous. You should be playing off him. You have to just live and die with him from three. If he makes the 3-pointer or the long two, you just have to say, all right, you win. You can't be pressuring him out by the 3-point line. It's just ridiculous. You're just encouraging him to drive. And with no real shot blocker, no real rim protection, it's just going to be a disaster. And yeah, LeBron and AD combined for 28 free throws alone. That was more than the whole Nuggets team. So we really need to get to the line more, or better yet, just keep the Lakers off the line. That's how we beat the Clippers. We were playing great defense and just not fouling. George and Leonard couldn't get anything. They were just settling for those mid-range jumpers, and we weren't fouling them. We were just playing good defense, and that's what we're going to have to do against AD and LeBron, especially Davis, who goes to ground more than any big man I've seen in my life. So you just have to be in good position and then just don't foul. I know it's easier said than done, especially when they are superstars and they're going to get the superstar whistle, but you just have to be better, Millsap. I mean, he had the best plus minus rating on the team with a +8, but he was only out there for 17 minutes as a starter. Another starter was Gary Harris. He's been absolutely terrible in this series. coming off series against Utah where he came back late in the series and helped the Nuggets turn that series around and win it, and against the Clippers, who I thought he'd played quite well. He played great defense on the likes of Paul George, but I think he's just a bit too small in this series. He can't guard LeBron by himself. No one can, but he's just too small, and his shooting hasn't been there, and his finishing by the rim hasn't been there either. So Malone's been quick to pull him and just hasn't been playing well, which, I mean, he made the right decision tonight with Monte Morris playing really well again. 27 minutes, 12 points with 4 assists. Played really well, and it's really important too because when Rondo comes on, he controls the game. He's their backup point guard. Once LeBron goes to the bench, it's all Rondo. So Monte Morris has to do very well on defense and offense. Murray played brilliantly again tonight. Played 45 out of the possible 48 minutes. Shot the ball extremely well, although he didn't even make a three, which is hard to believe. He was just making all these crazy layups and running floaters and one-legged shots. And once he starts getting that superstar whistle, which probably won't be till next year, he's going to be an absolute menace. His points per game is going to go up quite a bit, I reckon. And Grant played for 43 minutes, and he played really well as well, even though the stats aren't spectacular. What is it? 17 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. But he's got to keep being aggressive because he can get to the line, just like in Game 3, where that was the Grant game. He just has to be smarter on defense and just not pick up these cheap fouls. And Mason Plumlee, I mean, good God, if he commits he's just too triggering to watch at the moment. He's just been so bad on defense, especially. But yeah, it all came down to that first half where the Lakers were just dominating on the rebounds. Dwight Howard was a menace. Jokic is just going to have to be better. Kuzma came on. Him and Porter went back and forth a bit. Porter ended up getting the better of him. Porter started off quite bad. I think he missed his first few shots, and it was looking like the Lakers were going to run away with it. But then he started hitting all his shots. Kuzma fell for about 2 or 3 of his pump fakes in a row, which would have been infuriating if you're a Lakers fan. And yeah, McGee only played 5 minutes, so yeah. And after Dwight was dominating the first half, I don't even think he played in the second half. Vogel didn't trust him down the stretch, which is understandable because he can cost you big time. He's either a massive positive or a massive negative. I feel like there's no in between with Dwight Howard because that's the type of player he is these days. He's just not consistent. He's either going to be great or terrible. But I think they made the right decision. They played him at the start. He was great, so why keep playing him when you know that great's not going to last? He's going to turn at some stage. Yeah, a tough game in the end if you're a Nuggets fan. But yeah, hopefully the officiating will be better in the next game. Not saying much though. I believe the Lakers did put a letter into the league about how LeBron wasn't getting to the line enough, which is understandable. He doesn't get the whistle like he used to. I don't know if that's just because he's a big guy or if it's just his time's coming to an end and the refs just don't give him the respect that he deserves these days. But I feel like it's just because he's too big and strong. It seems like you get punished for being a bigger type player now. Whereas if you're built like Lou Williams or a thinner player, you get bumped easier, so then the refs see the effect it has, and then they call fouls for you. But yeah, hopefully we can get to the line a bit more and keep the Lakers off the line next game. But yeah, that's going to be it. That's my recap on Game 4. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and let me know your opinions down below. And hopefully I'll be uploading another recap soon. Thanks guys. Peace.